Just as I saw last year, the Yankees juggernaut has returned. Whoop-de-woo. Well, they surpassed my expectations of them by 10 games, but I still saw this success returning no later than this year. I'll dive into this roster while pretending to be enthusiastic throughout this entire thing. This lineup is an excellent lineup. You have Brett Gardner, and then you have Aaron Judge. You also ended up picking Giancarlo Stanton up for your ideal scenario. You didn't have to give up many top prospects. You didn't really have to give up any top prospects except for Jorge Guzman, I guess. And then you also have Gary Sanchez to add on to it, and then Didi Gregorius and Aaron Hicks and Greg Bird. And then you even added Neil Walker and Brandon Drury to help out the second base and third base spots respectively and provide depth at the very least. So this lineup gets a grade of an A to me. It is a really good lineup, one of the best in baseball. And then when it comes to their bench, there's Austin Romine and Ronald Torreyes and Tyler Wade. Jacoby Ellsbury is currently injured, but I mean, he'll probably have roster spots on the bench also, so we'll see how that goes. But then they also have Tyler Austin in the minor league system, as well as Kyle Higashioka. And then there's Jace Peterson and Miguel Andujar, a prospect that could come up this year at third base. Another prospect that could come up this year, whom I'm sure most of you are familiar with, in Gleyber Torres. Another really good prospect, their top prospect in their farm system according to Baseball Prospectus and Baseball America. Another top prospect that could come up this year. A lower top prospect in this organization though in Thairo Estrada. And then there is of course another one in Clint Frazier and Billy McKinney. Clint Frazier actually got some playing time last year, but he could come up this year and provide even more depth and provide even more hitting for this team, along with Billy McKinney. So the depth on this team is really solid. It's really solid. And so I'm gonna I thought about giving them a B+. You know what? I'm giving them a B+. Why not? B+ for their depth. And I mean, in the major league level, it's not great, but you know, it's decent. So I'll give it a B. A B grade for their depth. When it comes to their rotation, it's a really good one also. Now, the ERA isn't going to be as high for those like fly ball pitchers per se, and I mean, it's Yankee Stadium, you're not going to have that high of ERAs, but I mean, there are guys that do have high ERAs for those that fit in the ballpark, like Luis Severino. He's an excellent fit. And then there's also CC Sabathia, a guy who had to reinvent himself, but he's still performing pretty solidly. And then there's also Sonny Gray, whom they acquired from Oakland in the deadline last year. And then there's also Jordan Montgomery and Masahiro Tanaka, whom I forgot to mention up until now. So this rotation is a really good one, and it gets an A- from me in terms of prospects that could come out this year. There's Domingo Germán, Chance Adams, and that's about it. Luis Cessa can come up this year, but he's already had a year of service time, a little over a year of service time. So yeah, the rotation is really good. A- as I mentioned before. And now when it comes to their bullpen, this to me is the best bullpen in baseball. Aroldis Chapman, David Robertson, Dylan Betances, Chad Green, Tommy Kahnle, Adam Warren, Chasen Shreve. This bullpen is excellent, and it's an A grade. I mean, this team is it's a really good team. It's a really good team, and probably going to be the best team in all of baseball. Just by this roster and the fact that they face an easy schedule. I tried to keep them from, well, I'll get to that later. The Yankees have done an excellent job with building their team up with young, talented prospects instead of aging, gargantuan costing players. They have made their way back up to being the best that the MLB has to offer, at least record-wise, and have not only a great lineup, like their dynasty in the late 90s and early 2000s, but an excellent rotation. Their bullpen is probably the best in Major League Baseball to go along with it, and they face an easy schedule with all the talent that they have. I tried to hold myself from predicting this team to win 100 games this year, but the easy schedule didn't let me. So the over-under is 95 and 67. My prediction is over at 101 and 61. I think this team is better than the Astros, at least on paper, and with the schedule that they have. I mean, the Astros, I still think they can take the Yankees in a playoff series if they wanted to. It could really go either way. But, I mean, let me know if you agree. Let me know why I'm selling this team as better than what they are. It is a predictions video, and if you have rationale, I'll listen. If not, then I won't take you seriously. But that'll wrap up the entire 2018 MLB season previews for every single team. I'm RJ West, and so long for the final time of this series. Well, I'll have my predictions video in division formats later on, so there's that also.